Now you're going to tell me who you are.
Miss Keys.
Betty Keys.
Yeah.
And was that the name you were born with?
Yes, I was born. I was baptized in St. Paul's, St. Thomas's Church, Free School Street.
And tell me about your parents again. Your father was British?
Yes, my grandfather was British, and my father was born there, in England.
In England. And when did he come out?
When my grandfather was on the railway, he was a guard.
Your father was a guard?
No, my grandfather.
And what did your father come and do?
My father came out, then he was educated in St. Thomas's School here, and then he went to what's that I can't think, Allahabad or somewhere.
Allahabad?
Yeah.
In UP?
Yes, he was educated there. He passed out over there. Then he joined the railway and he became a driver. Then after the driver, he got promoted as in charge of the railway.
And is this your father or your grandfather?
My father.
He was a driver, and then he was in charge of a section of the railway.
Of a section called Tarkisha.
Tarkisha.
It's a small station.
Is that in West Bengal?
Yes.
And then your mother?
My mother was from, as I just told you,
Portugal.
Portugal.
Was she born in Portugal?
No, she was born in India.
And how many generations had she been born in India? What?
Mine?
Yeah, your mother.
My mother, only she and my uncle, her brother.
And what was her maiden name?
She was Mona White.
White?
Yes, Mona.
Mola?
M-O-N-A, Mona.
Mona White.
Alice, they called her Alice Mona White. So that's why I was named Elizabeth Alice Faye Keys.
Elizabeth Alice Faye Keys. And you were born in 1930?
Yeah.
Where?
Tarkisha. This is where my father was working.
In Bengal?
Yeah.
And what language did you speak in the home? Did you speak English or Bangla or Hindi?
When I was born there, we were all with, no Anglo-Indians in that station. So I learned a little Hindi.
Yeah? So, but do you speak Bangla as well?
Then I joined the telephone office. I learned Bangla. I speak Bengali a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And which is the language you're best at? Is English your best language?
Oh yes, naturally. That's my mother tongue now. My father was English.
And do you regard yourself as an Anglo-Indian?
Well, I am an Anglo-Indian. What? Born out here. Those years we were all Anglo-Indians. The good Anglo-Indians are gone. Emigrated.
Where to?
To Australia, England. There were a lot of Anglo-Indians here.
And they were the good ones that have gone, the rich people.
Yeah. And they were very good. Some have gone out of the world also. Dead and gone.
But there are still quite a lot of Anglos left.
Yeah, but not the good types.
Oh.
You know what I mean. The bishops of a lot of Anglo-Indian go there for every month they get something, money. The church gives them.
Well, you go to the church every week?
Every Sunday I go there, 7:30.
St. Paul's?
Yeah.
And when did you move to Calcutta?
I beg your pardon?
When did you move to Calcutta?
Well, I was in Turkish. I was born there. Then my mother died when I was 5 years old. My brother died. She died of childbirth. I had a sister. She was after me. She died when she was 3 years old. She died of diphtheria.
So you were the only child?
I'm the eldest.
Is there other children?
No. I'm the only one survived.
And when did you come to Calcutta then?
Then my grandmother, that's my father's mother, and my aunt was in the telephones. Then my father was on the railway. He couldn't take care of me. So he left me with his sister and mother. And they took care of me and brought me up.
And where was that?
In Marquis Street.
Marquis Street?
Yeah.
In Calcutta, near here?
Yeah. I was living there.
And which school did you go to?
Calcutta Girls' High School.
Uh-huh. And when did you study until?
I didn't study very hard up to the 7th only because we were badly off. So my aunt, being in the telephones, she took me out and pushed me into the telephone to support my father. And my mother's brother, who was never married, and he was very fond of me because he lived with us and he brought me up as a baby. Because my father was on duty all the time, so he would look after me.
And what work did you start to do?
I was in the telephone as an operator, then I became a senior supervisor. I retired in 1985. Senior supervisor.
In the telephone office?
Yeah.
The telephone exchange?
Yeah.
Which office?
Telephone Bhawan.
And were there lots of Anglos working in?
There were lots of Anglo. They all gone and left the country. They gone out to the world. Only a few are left. I get a pension, so we meet in Park Street Post Office. All that are leftovers.
And when the India-Pakistan business started, what did you
46.
What did you feel about that?
Oh, just terrible. I saw the killing.
Tell me about it.
The Hindus and the Muslims couldn't agree. They were killing people as they were coming. The Muslim was putting their, Sikhs into their stomach and and the Hindus were killing. They were carrying dead bodies in the truck. The police were just lifting them up and taking them. Then all the shopkeepers that was on Wellesley Street, the furniture shops, like selling furniture, like tables and almirahs and all, they were looted, they were stabbed. Oh, it was terrible.
Where were you living at that time?
Marcus Street.
What sort of place were you living in?
It was a nice place. I had one room.
Were you living by yourself?
No, my father was alive then. My father died in 54.
So you had one room?
One room, one kitchen, and one bathroom.
And did you see any of the troubles?
Oh, yeah.
What did you see with your own eyes?
I saw that the milkman came, I know, that part I know. And my dad told him, of course my mother was dead by then. She died when I was 5 years old. And my father told the milkman, why did you come when all this trouble? He said, never mind. As he came out of the house, they killed him.
Was he a Muslim or a Hindu?
Hindu. The Muslim killed him.
You saw that? How did you feel when you saw that?
Oh God. We were taken in trucks to the office and kept there for days because we were telephones, essential service.
So you actually had to stay in the office?
And my dad would get upset. Worried naturally. I'm the only child left.
And you had to sleep in the office?
Yes, they gave us good food and all. That time was English days. The food was very good. They were catering with, I've forgotten that lady's name, but she was in Hungerford Street.
And you say that, do you think things were better in the English days?
Oh, definitely.
So
now it's gone down.
So when you saw this violence, this was in what, 1946?
46. 47, India got independence.
So what did you think of the violence?
Horrible, that I can say. I was still young. I was not old then.
Were you scared?
Oh yes, naturally.
Were you scared because were they looking for girls at all?
No, not for that. I was scared because I would leave my father alone. What might happen to him? Then they had no respect for girls or anybody at that time. But the office took care of us.
Were you aware of all the political things that were being said, the Pakistan demand and the Muslim League and things like that?
I didn't think of all that at that time.
When independence started to get near,
Yes.
what was your feeling?
Then I was a bit nervous, thinking that we might be told to go because we joined in the British time. But so happened, the agreement was that whoever the old hands was to be kept on.
So you thought you might lose your job.
Yes, so I retired in 1985.
But otherwise, were you happy about independence?
It will never be what the British was. Now look at the prices of things. That time bread, 16 loaves for a rupee. Milk was 4 annas, beef was 8 annas a kilo, mutton was 12 annas. Now what you're paying, you see?
But do you feel that you're more British or more Indian?
Well, I'm born out here. I consider myself Anglo-Indian.
Have you ever been to Britain?
No, I didn't go to Britain, but I went abroad.
What?
I went to Hong Kong, Bangkok, Singapore. I went on a tour.
That was holiday?
Yes.
And then tell me about Frank. You met Frank.
I met Frank. He was in the Calcutta police. He was commissioner of police.
At Lal Bazaar.
Lal Bazaar.
And he was, where was he from?
Irish.
Born in Ireland. So he wasn't Anglo, he was Irish. Now, there's a photo of you over there from about early 1950s.
Yeah.
And you look very, very glamorous. You've got...
I was. Now I'm old and ugly.
Did you have an exciting time as a young girl?
Any?
Did you have an exciting time as a young girl?
No. I was very reserved type. Keeping quiet. Went to house parties with my friends when they had a party, who worked with me. And that's how I met him. In a party.
In Calcutta?
In Calcutta. His sister was in Park Lane. His sister.
But you didn't get married?
Never got married because he died of cancer.
In when?
77. So that was my luck. So now I'm an old hag and a spinster.
But when you didn't get married, but you were very close friends for a long, long time?
Yeah, because he helped me a lot in my troubles. And my father liked him a lot. But he was a very good-hearted man. He helped a lot of people.
Did you have any children?
No. That's the unfortunate part. I had a son, or maybe they would have helped me today. I mean, not in financial, but they would have looked after me. But I'm getting a pension which is carrying on my work. I've been here 40 years. I pay the rent of 500 now. That time it was only 125.
It's 500 rupees a month.
Yeah, now I'm paying. So you must come to me to find out all this. I don't want my photo not published.
No, I'm not. This is not a camera. I won't publish your photo.
I don't want people to talk.
Why would people talk?
My nephew gets very angry also.
Where does your nephew live?
London.
Whereabouts, do you know?
Yeah, I got his address somewhere. He phones every Sunday to me. He just sent me a parcel.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he sends me soups, chocolates. Sends me.
That's very nice.
He's very fond of me.
What's his name?
Denzel Duff.
Denzel Duff.
Yeah, very good man. His mother was my father's eldest sister's son. He's my cousin.
Yeah.
Actually, my second cousin. My aunt was my father's sister.
So when did he leave to live in London?
Oh, he went when he was very small, 8 years old.
Oh, really?
1941 he left. His mother and his father went. Then his both mother, father died in England. Then he was educated in Kalimpong school. 2 brothers there were. One brother died. They were in Kalimpong. Then they were taken out and they were emigrated to London.
But you have a very positive outlook on life. You smile a lot.
What else to do? But I cry a lot. I'm smiling now because you are here. And you're asking me these questions. But I sit here and I cry quite a lot.
Why?
Why? Because I'm alone. I got no one now. I got no friends. I haven't got my own family. I got cousins. One is in Australia and this nephew is in London.
But no relatives in Calcutta?
Calcutta, I'm alone. Only keys left here.
The only keys left in Calcutta?
The old keys. Anyway, so you got my name all right?
Yeah, but in the article it said 54 Charing Lane. So I walked up and down Charing Lane.
That they're talking about that story, that picture came out.
Yeah, 36 Charing Lane. Yeah.
They're thinking it's me. What nonsense all this is, really. I get quite annoyed when I hear all this. And my nephew's getting quite annoyed too. I'm not that lady. I'm 54. She came here one day. I was sitting here. She sat on my step. She came for an X-ray or something, her father or something. And the cats were all running around and all. And I had a dog, which my dog got robbed.
Got robbed?
Yeah, from here. He was a Doberman pincher.
Ah.
It was given to me by this Dr. Sharma, this clinic. And she sat here and she asked me all these questions. I got so fed up, I told her all lies.
So have you told me any lies?
No, I'm telling you the truth. And I didn't know that she was going to publish all this.
It was a nice article.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice about you. It said very warm things about you.
I know. She said she's got a brother that's a doctor.
Uh-huh.
That's what she told me. Anyway, it's my time to go now. Don't say all that anymore. Eh? Let me live in peace now.
I'm not stopping you living in peace. But I'm curious about when you were living in Marquis Street?
Marquis Mansion.
Marquis Mansion.
In Marquis Street.
Is this mansion still there?
Yeah. Still there.
No Anglos?
No. Oh, yeah, now it's all changed. All Mohammedans are there.
And what did you think when it was clear that the British were going to leave? What was your view when it was clear that the Raj was over?
I was scared and I was very upset about it. You don't know what our future will be. And by God, our future is not a bed of roses, it's a bed of thorns.
Can you remember the Independence Day, August the 15th, 1947?
Yeah.
What did you do?
They were all celebrating, the flags went up. We didn't celebrate. I saw that when they would have the great, when the siren would go off with the Japanese or Japanese were coming and bombing Calcutta. And we had an air raid shelter in the compound.
Do you remember the American soldiers?
Yeah, and we had to go and hide in there till the all clear goes. I remember all that.
And do you remember the American soldiers?
Yeah.
Because they were black soldiers, yeah?
No, they were all fair, good-looking men. Even the airlines, the pilots. I was too young.
But on Independence Day, you said there were celebrations, but you didn't celebrate?
No.
Why?
No, I didn't bother. I was too upset about everything.
What were you upset about?
Young, trouble in the house, working with 40 rupees a month, supporting the house. That those days, rent was only 15 rupees. The sweeper was 5 rupees. Now look what you're paying.
So you were getting 40 rupees a month?
Yeah, and I was supporting the house.
How many people?
Only my dad and myself. And my uncle who died before my dad.
But were you pleased that India became independent?
I don't care. I wish it was the British time. I was a bit disappointed, but what to do? You have to take it. I was scared because I thought my job would go. But thank God, they kept us on.
And do you think India's been fair to Anglo-Indians?
Yeah, AIs, they've been good to us. I mean, I can't say they haven't been good. Most of the Anglo-Indians were very well off in Calcutta. They were all doing well, lovely homes. And they were good, all from the good breed Anglos. Father's side must have been English, like mine. So they were the good breed. Now they call them all Anglo-Indian now. You see, people from the slums are called Anglo-Indians. Slum area. Especially you find this in the Catholic. They take them and baptize them and make them into Christian. The Catholics. But the Catholics help. I must say, they help the poor very well. And that's all. Now don't publish anything. I beg of you. And don't say this lady's gone out of the world.
But you haven't, and there's no problems in what
I'm waiting for that. I'm asking him every day to take me soon. There he's there. He's there. I ask him, I prayed test, he's there at the back of my door. I said, you left me and took everybody, but why you left me to suffer? You shouldn't have left me to suffer. You should have taken me as well. Mr. Dad Gupta says he knows best.
I think he does.
He knows why he left you.
But tell me how that photograph came to be taken. It's such a tremendous photograph of you when you were in your early 20s. How did you come to take it?
My friend, I told you, he took it.
Frank?
Right.
Because you're wearing quite a daring dress.
I went for a swim with my cousins. And they were taking photos, so they took me in that.
But you're wearing a necklace.
Yeah, but I didn't go into the tank. They just put that on to me to take the photo.
Do you like the photo?
I'm going to take it off.
No.
No, because everybody's admiring that photo. And I say that's my sister. I don't say it's me. Everyone, hey, who's this? I said, my sister. What did I have to tell lies? I told a lot of lies. But he knows why.
Why?
He knows I don't blame her. He's not angry. It's my fault that I kept her alone.
Who was that?
And God.
So were you religious all the way through your life?
Yes. I lived in every place that had a church. Calcutta Girls High School in Dharamtala had a church. Then I went into, my father died, I went into the YW, Middleton Row, not Middleton Row, in Dalhousie, what was that called? Old Mission. I lived there. Then they came to tell us that they can't keep us anymore so long, 11 years. You have to go find a place. Then I came into Middleton Row, YWC. From there I came here.
In 1967?
And I went into that place at 1957. Mission Row.
So did you and Frank ever live as man and wife? Or?
No. He would come and visit me and take me out, give me a little entertainment, like to a hotel and give me dinner, or take me to the police club for an evening drive. That's all. I wish I lived with him and had a son today. all luck. What's knotted cannot be blotted. What is written here, you've got to go through it. Thank you for it.
Thank you.